Hey, happy Mercury Day. It is 2:22 p.m. here, so if you're here, you're at the right time, or whenever you click on it, if this is meant for you, it's going to be right on time for you. All right, so, all right. Hopefully I don't get copyright, but I've been, I don't know, like Cecilia Cruz has been on my mind a lot lately, and I looked up, like, her wiki, what do you call it, her Wikipedia, to like see like is it her birthday coming up or something, the passing, and lo and behold, this week was today now is the 20th anniversary, I believe, of her passing. So I don't know, that was interesting. I don't know, sometimes like God will place certain people on my heart and I'll be like, why am I so drawn? Like what's going on? Like with the energy, and it'll be something significant that lines up. So I don't know. So shout out to her. She is now she's been an ancestor, but celebrate her. How do I turn this flame off without? I guess I gotta blow it. This incense is not burning. Sometimes this little tower be like smuggling the smoke of the incense that it doesn't want to burn. So I'm trying to get it to burn. So let's do a little quick sound check, shall we? Make sure y'all can hear me. Okay. Hey Tawanda. Hey sis, how are you? Cecilia Cruz, like she's been on my mind a lot lately. Like, and I this week something told me like look up her Wikipedia, and lo and behold, this week, actually today, is her 20th anniversary of her passing. So I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense why she was on my mind. Um, Still led to listen to her, yeah. So shout out to the ancestors on the other side. Okay, so I'm gonna get started here. I do want a few more people to join, get a little bit of something going. Because I do want to, depends on who participates, you know, I want to do a live, like, call-in read. So whoever, you know, whomever I choose, I don't know, I might take a couple of people. We'll see how long the live is, how long the reading is. Because I do want to, do some live reads, live call-ins. So I'll choose some people that I feel guided to. Okay. But yeah, so let's tap in. We're gonna talk about, you know, some things that I feel like a lot of us spiritual women may run into, or just a spiritual people, you know, what is like a certain type of vibe, certain type of energy run into sometimes, especially when it comes to dating. You know how that whole thing goes. Burn my sage beats. Sorry, just get some sage going. But y'all know how that goes. Like, so we're gonna talk about love loops for people that you don't have no problem attracting people. It's not the problem. It's, you know, people staying around, which can sometimes be the problem. And it's not anything that you're doing wrong, you know. Even sometimes, like, you may know what's up, like you can read the energy and understand, like, it's not anything that I've done wrong, it's just based off of where people are, you know, within themselves, or what they, you know, their level of emotional maturity is. But so yeah, we're gonna get into these points for those out there that resonate, whether you call yourself a siren, or you resonate with siren energy, or mermaids, or maybe you've been called one before. It's an essence, it's an energy, like someone, I feel like, that has a lot of depth to them. And sometimes what happens is people with this type of energy, they're only looked at as just like beautiful, attractive, pretty, or handsome. People are drawn to their energy and their essence, but at the same time, it's like that depth can be scary sometimes, just as equally alluring, you know. Hey sis, how are you, Yamina? Happy Wednesday, happy Mercury Day. So One of the first things I want to talk about is like, why people are so magnetized to your essence, but they're not able to hold it. Um, because sometimes you'll feel this within yourself, or maybe even people might project onto you that you're too much. When the truth is that being somebody that has a lot of depth, someone that is maybe uh upholds themselves as someone sacred, where parts of themselves they protect, they out of love, out of um not everybody deserves to experience certain parts of you, right? um your energy can also be spiritually disruptive to certain people, that not disruptive in a negative sense, but like what people actually need, like what people run from, people don't want to acknowledge, they don't want to address or look at within themselves. You know what I'm saying? So you might go through that. It's not just maybe with lovers, it could be with just people in general that you come across. So you'll have that love cycle or that love loop of attraction and then abandonment, or what feels like abandonment. So the romantic or emotional intensity that happens in the beginning, and then later on is followed up by like somebody withdrawing, or someone being in fear, or maybe even resulting to try to tear you down, or maybe even just withdraw, run, reject. And then you question, is this person really in love with me, or are they just in love with the mirror that I present to them? You know what I mean? Because you are that. And I think one of the things about mermaids too, and I mentioned this quite a bit, is that when you see like mermaids holding mirrors, it's not speaking about them being vain and being in love with their physical image so much as I feel like it's a representation of the depth of them, the mirror, the self-reflection that even sometimes like that magical energy where you're looking at an image of something beautiful, something alluring, but in the depths of it, it holds a mirror to you. It's meant to show you your own beauty within yourself, or maybe even the parts of yourself that you don't accept. Like that's the mirror that you hold up towards other people, right? That you reflect back to them. um it's also like too, like you'll have the experience of like the push and pull, like they're drawn to you spiritually, or they feel almost seduced or called by you. They may feel like you got them under a spell. Like a lot of times, like I don't know if y'all ever heard this, but I've definitely heard this in my time, like men like saying that, not accusing me of it, but just like as a, like, what'd you do to me, you put a spell on me or something, like as a joke. But it's not that, it's not that like a spell per se, but it's your energy, it's your essence, it's what it awakens in people, and if people are uncomfortable with parts of themselves, or being vulnerable and emotionally open, emotionally tapped, that will, and then you get addicted to that shit, because it's like, I've never felt this before, but at the same time you're scared. Just like if you reference a mermaid, um just as you encounter like a mermaid's energy, it's scary. Like the voice, the call, the sirens call, how they say like pirates being drawn to the sound of a mermaid. Sometimes it can be very piercing, the sound itself, but it's you want to draw towards it, you want to draw near it. So that's what happens. It's a soul pull at a lot of times. But then that other dynamic, that push and pull, the opposite side of that is resistance. If the person is not ready, they will resist that shit. And it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with like something being wrong with you, or you're not good enough, especially if because this might happen a lot. The more that you heal, the more that you accept yourself. Yes, it will be attractive to certain people. Like people will be drawn to that part of you, but they also resent it because, again, you are a mirror. You hold up a mirror to people, and the things that they do not accept about themselves, or the fact that they don't accept themselves maybe at all, is quite triggering, and they will push you away, or they'll react in a way of trying to control you. So relationships for you might be very short-lived, especially if for you, that it's not in alignment with you. You're not willing to compromise yourself. You're not willing to sell yourself. You're not willing to be desperate. Those relationships will be very short-lived, or they know that they can't get one up over on you, that type sort of thing. Like you see too deeply into them, they'll remove themselves. Now, like you don't even got to do anything. Hey sis, hey Dara, happy Wednesday, happy Mercury Day. So you all also may experience like people trying to cage you, you know, like some, if you think about some references of mermaids being caged and captured. People fear what they don't understand, and sometimes what they want to do is try to control it, cage it, um, put it in a museum so they can watch it and observe it and study it. And like some people like to siphon off of your energy, right? Or you have these lovers that want to possess you and control you, you know. Your energy is maybe like quote unquote too much for them, when it's not too much. It's the person either is not a vibrational match for you, or they're just not ready to meet you where you are. I mean, I guess that's kind of the same thing, but it makes them want to possess, tame, maybe even change who you are, you know. So they have that type of power, or they feel like they're empowered if they can try to put yours in a capsule, you know. They might make you feel like emotionally, especially a person like siren energies are very emotionally deep, like very deep within themselves, deep with how they express their love, how they feel, how they express themselves as a person, in their witnessing and their intuitiveness. Like people might punish you for that and say you're too sensitive or gaslight you a lot. And it's not just romantic relationships. This can be any type of relationship or dynamic that you've ever been in, even maybe even as a child. You're too sensitive, you're too emotional, you're crazy, oh, you think too much into things. So it also is like an emotional punishment, but like a spiritual shame for you being emotionally deep or multidimensional, really. You can't put you in a box. Like just like the ocean, you're too vast to be put in a capsule. Like, you know, that's only a portion, right? So we're gonna get into the collective reading in a second, but I just wanted to like go over this because maybe, you know, maybe some people need to hear it, or just like, yes, that's me. Yep, yep, yep. But really, like holding your emotional intensity is a gift. It's a gift. Your emotional intensity is not a curse. It is not too much. It is not. It's for those that it's not for. Maybe yes, but in essence and truth, no, it's not too much. And I feel like a lot of us have been learning to discern like that love is meant to see you, versus own you. Like a person can kind of sense you, but really to see you, like to fully witness you, identify, like, you know, understand you, and not, even if they don't understand, they'll seek to understand, but not seek to control, not seek to manipulate, seek to take away, um, or exploit your energy, right? So I love the fact that the ocean flows how it flows, and the ocean doesn't apologize for how it flows, how the waves, the tides, like it doesn't like, you got to learn how to navigate through my tides and through my waves. And that's not to say like selfishness, like you don't care about what other people think, but it's like I'm going to express myself and live in my truth as I am. And if you can't navigate through that or handle that, then maybe you need to get out the water. Maybe you ain't ready to swim yet, you know. You ain't ready for this. Okay, you gotta have your floaties on. You gotta have your scuba set on. Anyway, so let's get into the reading. All right, where should I start? I'm gonna clarify with the oracles after this. I'm gonna put the oracles to the side. All right. All right, ancestors, divine mama of the deep, loving me, guide us and assist us, Holy Spirit, divine source, God. We thank you. This message is for the collective of those who are meant to receive it, and the timeless energy whenever they are meant to uncover this message, whenever they're meant to come across it. Thank you, Spirit, for your divine wisdom, divine truth, and clarity. Let's see. Give me some cards. Okay. All right. 5 of Cups, the 8 of Pentacles. Let's see. The 9 of Cups. Nine of Swords. Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. Some of these cards might be covered up just to fit the table. Some of these cards, I want to take them, they be sticking up, but then they go back in. Judgment. Okay, pull one more. Ace of Swords. Bottom of the deck is the Death card. So pretty much kind of confirming like the message a little bit ahead of time. Like your energy is meant to shift things for people. It is meant to awaken them. It is meant to maybe call them to close and end things that do not serve them in their lives. And if they're not ready, they might resent you for it, because some people fear death, right? Even just the card itself, people don't like this card because they don't understand the concept of this card. People fear what they don't know or what they don't understand, right? So death is a scary thing sometimes, right? Or it can be, depending on how you perceive life and death, or, you know, the cycle of life. So this particular cycle of life, some people avoid it. They fear it for different reasons. So if your energy kind of excites something in a person that, like, it reflects to them maybe where they need to change, where something needs to close out or end, and they're not ready for that particular thing. Um, yeah, it could be quite scary and quite triggering, you know. And if they don't understand things on a spiritual level, or have or utilize their discernment enough to say, like, what is it that I'm avoiding? Or they might not even understand the fact that they are avoiding something. It's like, to even ponder certain questions, it's easy to result to projecting onto the person that's making you feel uncomfortable, rather than asking why, or why does love scare me, or why is this dynamic scaring me? You know what I mean? Like, you'll just run. So I feel like what makes people draw themselves to you partially is because um this could be like in your past, where maybe the parts of you were kind of like wounded and broken. Some people might have been drawn to this energy feeling like you needed saving. Um, some people might have like came at a time where maybe they were broken, where they were wounded, and they saw something inside of you that kind of gave them some level of hope, some level of like restoring something that they feel like they lost. Kind of looking at you as somebody that could fix them in some kind of way, or like as a distraction, like that you would both be a distraction to each other in some kind of way. Like, um, some might have been drawn to like parts of you that was sad, or when you were sad or depressed, and not because like drawn in a negative way, but almost like they could, like they felt a connection to you, or they felt, some of you guys have like eyes that you can tell you've been through a lot. Like, you know, you can look in certain people's eyes, not always like a sad or depressive look, but like the eyes you are, like, you know, how they say the windows to the soul. It's like you can tell, you can see a person that has been through something, and you can also see like a vulnerability in them. It's like a clear, like vulnerable, like it's not someone trying to project or hide something. So that could be part like what people are drawn to about you. Um People are drawn to maybe something that you've cultivated within yourself or that you do maybe professionally. Um you emit an energy of somebody that has come from tough times and like has built themselves up. Yeah, I feel like people assume that even though you've been through shit, like it's kind of admirable, but it's also intimidating to some people to witness a person or sense that a person has gone through shit, but um, has come out healthier or has a level of love or respect for themselves, like that maybe they don't. Um, yeah. I feel like once people get their cup filled from you with this nine of cups, like once they get that feel emotionally or whatever, that's when they dip out, or they dip out when the party's over. Like soon as things turn out to get like real deep, because this looks like a little festive party, like soon as this person feels like they've gotten their feel, that's when people leave, or they're only there when like it's all fun and games, like as long as you guys don't have any debates or adult conversations, like addressing real issues, emotions. um it's like maturity. Once it requires that, and it's not all about just going out having a good time, it's not all about just having sex, it's not all about just like the honeymoon phase, whatever that comes with. Once it gets to that place where maybe they start to feel a little bit more, um it could also kind of trigger people if they feel like you are like their emotional fulfillment, or that you're like a wish fulfillment, or you check a lot of boxes off. Sometimes it feels like it's too good to be true. And I feel like this is where the energy of sabotage comes in for some. Yeah. Um, People that don't know how to really communicate, they don't know how to communicate without being defensive or trying to control the narrative or something like that. Like your energy might trigger people in that way to have to overly explain or try to prove to you that they're happy, they're confident, um, they're not bothered, they don't fall in love that easy. It's like some sort of like, I'm a put out this disclaimer to protect myself, or to put out this disclaimer so that you, like whatever it is that you trigger in me, don't think that you got that type of hold or that type of power over me, type of thing. Like they kind of emit truth. Um yeah, with that Knight of Swords, like they emit some sort of truth, or they like, but you can see like, okay, you're not that confident, or you're not that happy, or you're really not in control of your emotions, or you're afraid of love, you're afraid to be vulnerable. Like you can sense like what this person is projecting, if that makes sense. um I really feel like spirit, with the Nine of Swords over here too, your higher self, divine spirit, your divine team feels like you internalize a lot of, or you have in the past at least, have internalized through these people's inability to show up. You've taken on their projections, their word curses, or their sly comments, or them maybe even suggesting that they want you to show up in a specific way, show up quietly, you're too loud, you're too much, or you need to harden up, you're too soft, you're too loving, you're too this, or why don't you trust me, especially if you're emotionally protective. Like you, it's not that you can't love or you have the inability to love or open up, but it's like you're mindful. Maybe you've had to learn not to be so kind to everybody, or just immediately open up, or start pouring into people before they've even shown you that same level of kindness or same level of effort, that same level of vulnerability. So this was, I feel like a lot of this energy, the lesson is for you to trust yourself. Continue to trust yourself. Continue to be in your truth in spite of like the targets, the words, the suggestions, you know what I mean? Like these swords look like they're aiming at this mermaid. And I feel like too, like, you know, some groups of women, like, they don't get an opportunity to be soft or to have emotion. The world kind of just overlooks their pain or says you need to get over it. Um, you know, or just assumes that you guys are so strong, you're so independent, you don't feel anything, or that if you do, you can get over it. Be everybody's uh be everybody's matriarch, be everybody's mule, be everybody's backbone, you know, support, lift everybody else up. But who has your back? And that's kind of the energy too. Like if you can't understand my plight as a woman, and I feel like this is not singling out any other groups or race of women, but specifically, I feel like some of this energy might hit differently for Black women or women of color. There's this energy, especially of like feeling. I'm gonna just say what it is, and if people don't like it, you got a problem with it, then you just don't understand our plight and you don't support us. But I hate the whole just get over it. It's not existing anymore. That the whole racism thing doesn't exist, or how um, healthcare overlooks the pain of Black women because they assume that we can handle it or ignore, and that has caused um, many women to lose their lives, maybe even during times of childbirth and things like that, because people didn't listen, or when they go into the doctor and say, "Hey, I got this issue," and they just assume like, "Oh, you'll get over it." And Eve Jean, I don't know if you guys ever heard the song by Kirby. Eve Jean is playing. Um, yeah, that's confirmation. So if a person cannot respect that part of you, and hold that part of you sacred in your plight, even if they don't fully understand, because some of them, it could be because they're not a woman, right, at all, or because they're not Black or they're not a Black woman, they can't fully understand, but they seek to hold you. And I really implore, like, those that feel like you need to explain or over explain why um you know what's being done is wrong and what has been done is wrong, to people that don't really want to understand and push back on that and trying to make excuses. Those are not the people for you. Those are not the lovers for you. Those ain't the friends for you. Like, I'm tired of having to explain racism to people. I feel like it's not rocket science. I feel like a child can understand that racism is bad, and if you pretend that you don't see it, then I feel like you're choosing to turn a blind eye to it on purpose, and that's very problematic. And that says a lot about your character and who you really are as a person, as a human. At that. Um. Anyway, so you know, um, I feel like spirit wants you to reclaim your power in your romantic dynamics, or maybe just love in general, the people that you care about. How to reclaim your power within these dynamics is being rooted in your truth for real. You know, as the Queen of Pentacles, no matter who pushes back, who tries to attack that, target that, um, Spirit doesn't want you to internalize things that have been said about you or what the world says about women or about your groups of women or your age or your circumstances. Your plight is your own, you know. um those who really appreciate you, because I feel like you do have an energy that comes off like you're unbothered sometimes. Like people may not even know that you carry certain things. Like, you're human, right? We're all human. We all have shit that we got going on. We are like, that's just a given. Um, but I feel like, again, like, when you stop apologizing for your essence and how you are, like how you show up, and I don't mean that in the sense of like if you're a toxic person or if you know you got problems and that it's okay for you to just run around and like hurt people. Like, no, that's not to say that, but it's like the core of your essence where people have shamed you for who you are and said, oh, you're too much, you're too loud, you're too quiet, you're too soft, you're too strong, you're too this, you're too that. You're never going to um you're never going to be able to please the masses ever. And I feel like the older we get, the more that shit is, it rings true. Like, you might as well live your motherfucking life. The older you get, the more you should be like, what do I give a fuck? Like, I don't know how much time I got left here. Like, so, like, why? Who gives a fuck what one person or two or three or maybe even the world has to say? Um, and that's a standing on 10 toes. Like, that's a real strong statement as a human to not be at least a little bit triggered by certain things that are said, you know. But the more you stand in this energy, because it takes a really strong person, it takes a individual that is a giver, that is a lover, that is a nurturer, someone that also is equally rooted as you to meet you where you are. So your person may seem like a unicorn to an extent. Like, I mean, if you a unicorn, your person a unicorn, right? If you an alien, your person an alien. If you a whole goddess, your person is a god essence, right? So why, why would it be hard for you to attract that? Like, if, and I'm gonna state my one of my good sisters Kenya's words, like, if I'm here, so is my divine. Like, why wouldn't they be? So there's no need to compromise who you are, because who you are was going to be just perfect for the person that it's meant for, and the people that are meant to connect with you, those that are part of your community, those that are truly rooted within themselves, right? So like, who the fuck cares, because the world will tell you to be one way. You got to be this to be attractive, you got to be this to be successful. And I would say two things can be true at once. Like, yes, some of these beauty standards and some of these schemes and things of this world will work, but that is a lot of things rooted in superficial energy. I came across this video. I don't remember the exact title, but the woman in the video was like, those who fixated or those who focus more on their looks are smart. And I read a comment because I've seen a lot of people like, yeah, I'm going to the gym and this and that. Yes, yes, prioritize your health. Look good because you want to look good. But what I feel like people miss out on the most is they miss out on doing the internal work. Because I noticed while that woman was talking, and I'll get back to the comment that I came across, but like, the woman was saying in the video that she gets judged when she wears her natural hair straightened because it's long, and people ask her, is it her real hair and all this shit? But when she wears a wig, like, basically people still find a way, or weave or whatever, people still find a way to talk about her hair. And it's like, it was a contradiction within itself. It's like, so you just said like, your people that focus on their looks, their aesthetic, are smarter because of pretty privilege and they get ahead in the world, but you still got people that's going to talk about you. So while all of that, makeup and going to the gym and your hair, people still find a way to talk shit about you. They say, as an example for Black women, oh, you need to stop wearing weave or wigs, and when you wear your real hair, then they talk about the texture of it. It's too kinky, it's too thick, it's too nappy, it's too this, or is that really your hair? It's too long, it must not be your hair, type shit, right? So you can't live your life trying to please people. And in the comments, I've seen a lot of people agreeing, like, yeah, that's why I did this and that's nothing of substance. There was one person in the comment that I agreed with from what I was scrolling, just trying to see, like, where's people's minds at? Where's people's hearts at? And one woman said, I'm so glad that I didn't focus on my outside, and I focused basically along the lines of that. I focus on my insides and my relationship with God. So instead of me looking outside of myself for validation or to get along and fit in the world, I'm focusing on who God says I am. Who am I on the inside of myself? What is my true identity outside of all of that? Because looks fade, status fades, eventually. And people value you to an extent for your beauty, but not for the right reasons. You might get in some doors and some rooms for a certain reason, but it wasn't because of your character. It wasn't because of your mind. It wasn't because of your brilliance or whatever. It was because of something about your looks. Like, how is that a win? How is that a prize? You know what I mean? Or you got wifed up by a millionaire because you look good on their arm. Like, how is that a win? You know what I mean? So no, there's nothing wrong with looking good. There's nothing wrong with adorning yourself. But if that's your only focus and foundation of your worth and your value, especially in this world telling you that, because that girl just contradicted herself. Like, oh, when I started wearing my hair and my own hair and this and that, and people still talking shit about it. So what did you do that for? For the approval of a man or other people, or for people to stop suspecting, like, oh, black women ain't got no hair, so let me show you I got hair, but they still asking you, is that your hair? You know what I mean? Like, what's the point? You know, people go out of their way to please this world, and that's where they get lost. That's where they lose it at. You know, so that, I don't know. You know, so I feel self-worth, your discernment, your emotional like stance, your sovereignty that you stand on about yourself, that is how you reclaim your power in a relationship. And it may not attract a lot of people, or a lot of people that stick or stay around. But that's your protection, though. It's protecting you from the mess. You cannot be manipulated. You can't be gamed up. You know, you can't be bought. You know what I mean? Um, and I feel like the love that is really aligned for you, it will be so loud and clear because of what everything in your past was not. So like all of the past situations or connections of people that abandon you, this connection resurrects something, or will resurrect something in you. A person that sees your truth, like, you'll know the relationship that's for you. Like, it's gonna be like really loud and really clear to you, like who's for you. It's not gonna be a shadow of a doubt who and what's for you. Look, falling in love, kissing the divine in another and in yourself. That's what it's gonna feel like. That's perfect, spirit. That's like that's perfect wording, spirit. Kissing the divine in another and in yourself. That's what's up. Like, for real. That's, you know, that soul, like, knowing, like, this is a person, because I'm seeing myself and they're seeing themselves. There's no separation. There's no, oh, I'm better than you, I'm lesser than you, or there's none of that in this energy. Equal. Yeah, an equal. Atlantis. Rapid development, excellence, and success. Your depth, the energy that you hold, like, the more you embrace that part of yourself where people said that you were too much or you were too wrong, the more you embrace that what was being attacked within inside of you, that is going to lead you to great success in this life. And success, not just like on a material level only, career and things like that, but like your journey throughout this life. It opens the doors. And yes, you're going to have moments where there's push and pull. And I just noticed this. Is that 20? Child, it is. Ain't this number 20? Yes, judgment is number 20. Yeah, spirit ones, yeah, like, clear that up a little bit better for me. That 20. Thank you, spirit. Yeah, so like, it might be doors that you gotta kind of wait for them to open sometimes, or some doors might get slammed on you, and it could look like a rejection, but a lot of times it's projection, because it's not a big enough room to fit your energy into. Your energy might be too big for certain spaces. So especially if you're a person of depth, you got to think about it. Like, how the hell the ocean gonna be contained in a small, like, you're gonna try to put the ocean in a container? Like, it's not a big enough space for me. You gotta think of it that way. Let's see. Honey, come around my way. Freedom, independence, self-determination. Yeah, this is a rebellious energy. Some of you guys don't have the siren energy that's always soft and soft spoken or soft voice. Some of you, it is more of a rebellious voice, or it's kind of like glam, and then there's goth, then there's punk rock, then there's hardcore hip hop sirens, then there's the uh nurturing, funny, quirky siren. There's different types of energies and archetypes, and there's space and room for all. You got to embrace yours as it is. Homeland. I love this card. Look how free she is. Some of you guys could be dancers too, or used to dance. Arrival. A journey ends. Establishment, building, and settling, or settled. She's riding on this sea turtle. So it's like, take your time with your journey, be graceful in your flow, because you are going to arrive where you're meant to. Number 44. So if you've been seeing 44s, 444. Some of you guys could have an earth sign in your fourth house too. So like this Cancer energy, while we're still in Cancer season, might be highlighting certain things that you're reclaiming and calling back to yourself, finding your ground, finding your home, your peace, your security again, in some kind of way, you know? All right. And then you have yearning at the bottom, longing for someone, undesired separation, and pining. Like this is what you're separating yourself from. Number 40. So more fours. You're separating yourself from pining after and trying to rescue and save broken people. This is the energy that you're moving away from. You know, what's meant to meet you will meet you on the shore, right where it's at, or maybe on that boat, you know, where you're at, and not afraid of a little depth. So, with this reading, I hope this resonated, made sense. Um, if you want to say an affirmation, like call yourself back to yourself, maybe while you're taking a shower, taking a bath, or swimming in a pool, or you go to a creek, or you go to the ocean, and you claim that energy back. You see your reflection in that water and you tell yourself. Or you can listen to maybe like some oceanic music or meditation, or a video of ocean waves, whatever takes you to that place with yourself, or sitting with divine mother energy, whether it's Yamoya, Mami Wata, the siren energies, whatever resonates with you. I call back. I call my love back. I call back the ocean of truth within me. I no longer shrink for the shallow, and I'm worthy of love that swims and not sinks. Something along the lines of that. Whatever you feel guided to. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I did want to do like some live call-in reads if y'all want to do that. I seen this content creator, she did some live call-in reads. I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool idea. I want to do that. I want to try that. So if anyone would like to participate, y'all can leave some mermaid emojis in the chat, or some ocean emojis, whatever represents the waters for you. A fish, I don't give a damn. A lobster tail, I don't care. If you guys want to participate, I'll choose a couple of people. We'll see how it works. I don't know if this, like, hopefully it sounds okay, because I like try to call myself earlier, but it's probably because I was in the same room with myself trying to do it, so it sounded a little ashy. But if anyone doesn't mind, if you guys have a question or you want to leave it open, don't be shy. This is your chance. And don't forget to like this video if this is resonating with you, this reading. Is it hitting on something for you? Or if you don't want a reading, you just want to call in, discuss, like talk about the topic, or you want to, I don't know, maybe talk about something, or just share whatever, I don't mind. Won't you come around my way, around my way? Oh wow. I didn't know Craig David and JoJo got a song, girl. Okay. I had no idea. That's that's what's up. Can't play it on here. I had to turn Beyonce off. I'm like, I ain't trying to get no damn copyright, child. I don't want them type of problem. So none of y'all wants to come on, girl. What's up? Hmm? Y'all mean to tell me that y'all want no free read now? Pretty. Ooh. Look at this pretty background. It's like the sunset. Like the sunset on the ocean. I'm telling you, like that is, if nothing else in this world gives me more pleasure, like as far as like ocean, goodness, sunset, ocean, goodness. That's where the shit is at. That's where it's at. Okay, so all right. Well, I'm gonna end it there, y'all. I guess. Guess nobody wants to do a live call in, so that's fine. It's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and close it, shut it down, and yeah. Until the next message or read, y'all be great. Y'all be good. Okay, I'll catch you guys. I don't know, whatever we doing next. Tomorrow's happy hour, so if you guys want a person to read a quick pronto happy hour question or reading, I got you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the live. So yeah, take care of yourselves. Y'all be blessed, be safe, and yeah, peace.